Hi everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of Half Century Concealment. I just showed you a few seconds of us out at the range shooting several different pistols. The one thing they all had in common, because we're going to review the Olight Baldr S 800 lumen Gunlight that comes with a green laser. Now, before we get started, want to ask, if you haven't already, please smash that subscribe and like button, hit that notification bell, find out as soon as we put out new content. We're always looking to put out content that you're going to receive value in. Now, we've got some guns on the table. We've got a lot to go over on this light. Let's get to it. I want to spend the first minute or two talking to people who are considering getting a gun light for the first time. Maybe you're a new gun owner. Maybe you've been a gun owner for quite some time. You've never had a light on your gun. And you're thinking, why should I spend $100 or so on a gun light? So let's talk about that for a minute. If you find yourself in a very dimly lit situation where you need to defend life, if you find yourself in a power out situation that somebody's trying to take advantage of, or maybe you just need to protect your home and loved ones in the dead of night, those are situations where a gun light can come in very handy. Whatever the scenario, the light's going to do one of two things. It's going to A, locate the threat, and B, it's going to identify the threat from that which is not a threat. And that is super important because that person walking into your house at 4 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday might be a threat, or might be your 22-year-old son just really coming home late. So it goes ahead and identifies who that threat is, or maybe within a myriad of different people, which is the threat and which is not. Final thing that a gun light does, it can potentially blind the threat. So, you have an 800 lumen light. Let me just hold that there. You have an 800 lumen light, which is really, really bright. This really can potentially blind the threat. So that is also another thing that a gun light will do. Now, one thing that's very important about a gun light is you need a rail. So, for example, this Smith & Wesson M&P Compact has a rail underneath. It actually has 3 different rails underneath. Your Glock 19 has a single rail underneath. My 1911 does not have a rail, okay? So I cannot put this gun light on this 1911. Now, there are companies out there that manufacture rails that you can put on a gun without one. I've never purchased one. I have no experience with them whatsoever. If you want to learn about them, I suggest you go on YouTube, watch some videos, and see if they can benefit you and actually be a good product. If you have any experience with those rails, by the way, please let us know in the comments below. We'd love to get this information out to our community. We do have a community that we're building here, and whatever information you put down there could be helpful to someone, so we appreciate your contribution. Let's talk about the features of the Olight Baldr S. And yes, I'm going to keep doing this a lot so that you can get a little bit of a more close-up view of this little product. For starters, it is rechargeable, so it has a port on the bottom where it's magnetic. So you just stick the charger on there. There's a little green or red light on the charger, depending if it's charged or not, and it'll turn green once it's fully charged, and that'll let you know that your light is ready to go. It is encased in metal. I believe this is aluminum, so it does seem to be very good quality. It does seem to be durable. And by the way, I want to stress, Olight sent me this light to do this video, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But I've had 6 different Olight gun lights before this. I have probably about 10 of their flashlights. So I've been using their products in the past, and I've never had any issues with any of their gun lights or any of their flashlights. going bad on me, and or based on the quality of their build or anything of that sort. So I want to stress that I've had extensive experience with Olight, so I do feel that this light is very well made. I mentioned earlier it is an 800 lumen light, so it is a very bright light, and it has a throw of 130 meters. So, I mean, that's farther than a football field, and you probably aren't going to encounter a threat that's farther than a football field away. So it does have the defensive needs on the throw and on the illumination, on the brightness of this light. It is a very white, bright light. This is here. Actually, let me show you in a dark room what that light looks like and how it brightens up the room.
Here we are in the house at night. It's dark. You hear a sound. Oh, thank goodness there's nobody there. Look, it has a narrow, bright beam of light. It obviously illuminates the area around it. If you notice the stairs, it doesn't really reflect a lot of light back at you. It works well.
That's pretty bright and effective, which is the reason for it. So let's go into the green laser. It has a green laser built in. It has a very bright green laser, and we'll talk more about the uses of that green laser in a moment. It has an adjustable rail, so not only do you put it on the rail at the bottom of the pistol, and by the way, this is how easy this installs. You basically put it on the rail, slide it back, click this little, sorry, I should have done it on this side. Take this little lever here and just push it down. And that's it. That's installed. No tools, no nothing, just a few seconds and you're good to go. But that's the benefit of having that rail, is that you can slide it forward and back to put it on. Or in the case of, for example, an M&P compact, maybe I want to put it on the front rail. Maybe I want to go ahead and put it on the center rail there. So I want to slide it a little bit more forward so that I can get that on properly, and then slide it back. And once again, just a click of the lever and it's on. So it makes the installation and the fit perfect no matter what pistol it is that you're using. It has ambidextrous controls, so it has a switch on each side, and the switches have dual functions. First, you can just flick the switch for steady on, and it will stay on until you flick the switch again. Or you can just press for momentary on, and then once you release your finger, the light will turn off. So once again, just flick basically down for steady on, and then just for steady off, for off, or press and hold for momentary on, which will stop as soon as you lift your finger. The light and laser have 3 different settings. So at the bottom of the light, you have right behind the charging port, you have a little bar that slides across, and you have 3 different settings. You could set this for light, laser, or combo. And once again, we'll talk more about use in a little bit. The light actually comes, this is the Baldr, which is the mid-sized light. There's actually a Pro, which similar to this Valkyrie that I have here. It's the same exact size, but with the laser. And this is the one I have on my Glock 17 with a comp. They also have a mini version, which is like this Valkyrie that I have on my Taurus G3c, an OD green. And this is really a good size for a compact or subcompact. It comes in 4 different colors, might even be more than that, because every once in a while they'll come out with a special color. But right now, the Baldr is being offered in black, matte black, desert tan, and gray, or gunmetal gray, or whatever they call it. It's a nice gray. But it's available in a few different colors, and like I said, every once in a while they'll come out with a special color series. By the way, Olight is always running sales. I think they're running a sale right now for the holidays, if that's when you're watching this. You might be watching this video way after we made it, and just want to let you know that Olight is constantly running sales on their products, and many times when they come out with the sale, they'll come out with some sort of special color offer that'll be temporary. Now, is it a good light? Let's talk about that, because yeah, I do think that it's well encased. It seems to be built well. It's a good quality light. I think it's a right size for a gun that has a 4-inch barrel. So for example, for this Glock 19, it fits on there perfectly. Let me go back to the Smith & Wesson M&P compact, also a perfect size. Even fits very well in a Taurus G3. Actually sits back from the barrel just slightly there. Very important, this Gunlight, and I don't think that any Olight is suitable for a Glock 43X MOS. You can try putting it on there. Here, let me slide the rail back, and I'll show you. First of all, it does stick out quite a bit, but second, the rail on the 43X is rather narrow, and then that happens. And it just can either wobble or completely fall off, as you just saw right there. So it is not suitable for a Glock 43X MOS. I want to stress that. So you need a gun with a rail, and not for the 43X MOS. So let's be clear about that. Something else to be clear about is, I really don't like lasers. I don't like lasers. I just don't. And here's the laser by itself. I'll see if I can just point it at you there. I think I got it. There you go. There it is. This is my issue with lasers. They tend to lose zero. Many lasers out there will tend to lose zero just with the impact use on a firearm. And I have a problem with that. I have a problem with something that you constantly have to be re-zeroing, and if you're going to be using it in a self-defense situation. But Olight said, look, we've seen your channel, do the review on the light, please. Let me send you the light, and just let everybody know what your thoughts are on it. So they sent me the light, and like I said, I've been an Olight customer for quite some time. I've got 15, 18 of their products already, which I use on a regular basis. As you can see, I mean, on my Glock 17 has their Valkyrie. I've got the Mini on my Taurus. I use their products. I have even their discontinued Mini 1 or regular Mini before they discontinued it. I have on one of my Glock 19s. So I've used their product before. Like I said, I've never had an issue over time. They install easy, they work well, but I never got one of these because I didn't want a light with a laser. I didn't see the point of it. And after using it, I got the point of it. For starters, just on the setting for light alone, this is a really good light. It's an 800 lumen, it's a bright light, and on the merits of a gun light without a laser, light alone, I think this is an excellent light. Let's go ahead and take a look at, by the way, I don't ever see myself using the laser only option, but if you are looking for a laser, like I said, it's a fairly bright green laser. I think it's a very bright green laser. Maybe a suitable option for somebody looking for a laser only option. I zeroed it, it worked well. I don't see myself ever using the laser only option. Now, the laser with the Gunlight, this is where I got it. And I didn't really get it until I started using it at the range and understood the benefit that the laser can have. And that benefit is a backup. It's a backup whether I have running a red dot or not, whether I'm just running iron sights. It is an extra backup to have. It wouldn't be my primary sighting option. I would always try to either use my iron sights or my red dot. But if you're ever in a situation where you cannot use your sights to locate your target, to zero in on your target, then this laser does become a viable backup option to make certain that you're getting shots on target, to make sure that you're defending properly in a situation that requires it. Now, that's where I feel that this light and laser combination, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the, oh yeah, there's a little bit of green flicker on the screen, but I think that that's where this light and laser combination really can be effective. And I'll be honest, I was skeptical, I was hesitant, I never bought one of these because I just thought, no, this laser, I don't need it. I'll just wait for them to come out with one without a laser in this size. And I got it. I understand now the benefit of having that laser. It's not primary, it is backup. And I want to stress, I get it to the point where I bought with my own money 2 more of these, one in gunmetal gray and one in desert tan for Glock pistols that I have. And actually one for a Glock, one's for a Smith & Wesson. But I do see the benefit of having this and will be using this Gunlight moving forward. As I stated earlier, the light is a perfect size for something that has a 4-inch barrel. Please keep one thing in mind. If you're going to go ahead and holster this weapon, you're probably going to, wait, I gotta open that. you're probably going to need a custom holster made for you. All right, stock holsters will probably not be able to have the Baldr S as an option. You're probably gonna have to have it custom made. I can tell you that for my Taurus G3c, Bucks Holsters custom made this holster for me. What I did is I sent them the light. It cost me $5 to ship it. They went ahead and a week later sent me back a custom holster. Just put this back on there, slide it back, good to go. They 1 week later sent me a custom holster for the gun with the Gunlight. They had the blue gun for the holster. They just needed the light so that they could custom make this part for me. And by the way, if you haven't seen our review of Bucks holsters, I'll go ahead and put a link up here. Most comfortable holster, and I do wear them on a daily basis. So if you do need a custom holster made, this might be an option that you would want to explore. Like I said, please check out the link that I put up here. But you are going to need a custom holster made. I don't necessarily have any gripes on the Gunlight. I do have a suggestion for Olight, which I think would make this Gunlight an even better Gunlight. And even though the controls, I do find them easy to function because they're right there where the thumb, right below where the thumb rests. So I do find that the controls are easy to function. I would really love it. See, the Pro has these paddles. Let me just kind of put that there. Has these paddles. And these paddles are even easier to function. I would love the Baldr to have these paddles. I don't know if they're going to listen to me or not. I doubt it. But that would be my one thing, that if they could improve this somehow, it would be to add those bigger paddles to the sides. I just think it would just make it that much easier to function it. Not a complaint, just a suggestion of something that could potentially be an improvement to Olight. So Olight, if you're out there listening, if you watched through this whole video, that's my thought on the one thing that could possibly make this light even better than it already is. And I think it's already a great light. We'll have a link below to the Olight. And by the way, we do have a discount code for you. Check the letters. It's HHC10. HHC10. I'll get you 10% off. Use the link below, please. It does benefit our channel and does keep us being able to do more videos for you. The light is regularly, I believe, about $130. Right now, like I said, at the moment that we're doing this video, it is on sale for $90. Like I mentioned earlier, they run sales throughout the course of the year. So if you didn't catch this one and you want to catch the next one, but you can catch it for $90, and I think our 10% off even applies to the sale price. So then that means you might even be able to get it for $81 or more or less, something like that. But just check out the website below, use the link. And I can't stress enough, if I didn't like the light, I wouldn't have bought two more for myself. With my own money, my hard-earned money, I wouldn't have gone out and spent $180, which is what those two lights cost me, for me. And I wouldn't also be using them to defend life and to count on them to defend life. That's I don't care what it costs. If it doesn't work, if it's not going to help me to defend life, mine or my loved ones in a situation where I need to, in a moment of need, then it is of no use to me whatsoever. I don't care how expensive or how cheap it is. Once again, want to ask you, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe and like button, smash that notification bell, find out when we put out new content. We really appreciate you watching our video. As we always end, if you are going to bring a pet into your home, consider adopting. It's the right thing to do. Have a great day.